Hi everybody and welcome back to Tales of Wanderlust. Today we're going to do an unboxing video of the Jackery Explorer 1000 lithium battery as well as 200 watts of their solar. So if you want to check it out, stay tuned. Welcome back to the channel everybody, and we're going to jump right in and start unboxing the Jackery Explorer 1000. This is the first time I have used one. They sent this to me for free to do this unboxing video and give you my initial impressions and then do some testing with it. The solar panels, they did come in a box, but it was a really big box, and living in such a small setup, I really couldn't carry that with me. So I have already actually opened up the solar panels, and each solar panel is 100 watts. Altogether, I have 200 watts of solar for this battery. They are very easy to open. So you actually just pop it open like that. And then on the back side, there are these two kickstands, and you just, pretty strong Velcro. You just open those up, and then that is what the solar panel would end up resting on. The other nice part is back here, you have a pocket and it unzips, and that is where your cord is to hook the solar panel up directly to the battery. Pretty lightweight solar panels. I know for 100 watts, this is really light. I have the solar panels that I hook up to the front of the Basecamp. It's about 160 watts up there, and it is nowhere near this light. So having it this light and compact is really easy. I also love how easy it is to open and close. It's just a magnet that holds it shut. So we're gonna get those set up later after we open up the battery and see how they work. Hi, Butts. Hello. All right, Jasper has joined us to unbox the Jackery. He's really looking for his stuffed animal so he can play. Before we dig into the box, so the Jackery is a lithium battery. It's one of the solar generators where you hook it up to the solar panels and you can get power while you are out camping. And this one is pretty light. It's only 22 pounds, so it's a lot more mobile and easier to carry. If the 22 pounds and the size of this battery is still too big, they actually have even smaller versions, which make it very portable, very easy to use. These leashes on these animals get all tangled all the time. Jackery is actually the brand that a lot of my friends use. I've seen them at the Overland Expos. It's actually the brand that I was looking at purchasing when I originally lived in the back of the 4Runner. There is an inverter in the 4Runner, but the engine has to be running. So a battery like this for camping, overlanding, working out of your car like that, this would have made life so much easier back then. Right now, Jasper and I are doing a lot of traveling around Colorado because I'm trying to find land to eventually build a cabin. So we've looked at listings in one part of Colorado and then had to drive 5 hours to another listing. Dragging the Basecamp everywhere, it slows me down. So taking just the 4Runner is going to be my plan for when I go to check out all these different areas. This battery will be coming with me, and this will be how I run my work laptop while I check out the land and camp just out of the 4Runner. So let's jump into some of the specs and see what's on the outside of the box before we jump into what's on the inside. It's a 1002 watt-hour battery. That is your full battery capacity. So I have watched some reviews on this battery. They've put it through a bunch of tests. Remember, if you run the AC, it requires an inverter, which has an overhead draw on the battery. So with the tests I've seen through other YouTubers, really only about 800 watts of power when you're using the AC outlets because of that overhead pull. But just keep that in mind. It depends on which power you're using, DC or AC, depends on your conditions as to how much of that 1002 watt hours you actually get out of the battery. In terms of the inverter itself, it is a 1000 watt inverter. So if you're thinking about running appliances or anything off of it, look at what your wattage is and see if that 1000 watt inverter is going to be enough to power them. For me, I'm using this to power my laptop. 1000 watts is well above anything that I need. On the next side of the box, we have their contact information. So this is the benefit of Jackery. They actually have office locations in California. So if you ever have any questions about your battery, you can email them, you can call them, you can go on their website, All of their information is right here. It is new to me. I haven't had to use their customer service, so I can't tell you how it is, but I love the fact that you can call them, because the companies where you just have to email your service requests, we've got woodpeckers yelling at each other. If I'm having a problem, I want to talk to somebody and get it taken care of. So it's nice that they give that to you. And then on the back, we're going to start getting into some of the specs. So down here is some information I find really interesting. They tell you about how long it's going to take to charge this guy back up. So if you're using your regular house wall charger, you're looking at 7.5 hours. If you're looking at your car charger, you're looking at 14 hours. So remember, that's from dead to full. But I don't know about you, but there's not many times that I spend 14 hours in a car straight. So if you use only 20% of the battery and you need to charge it up, the car is a great idea. With your solar panels, if you're going from 0 to 100 on the battery, it does take 17 hours, but that's at 100 watts. I have 200 watts, so it wouldn't cut that necessarily right in half, but it would be faster than 17 hours. And then your fourth way of charging is using an electric generator. You would use it kind of just like a wall outlet at home, and that takes 7.5 hours as well. So those two are really similar, but if you're out camping, you have an electric generator, you could charge this off that as well. Then up here goes through the different ports. We'll go through that when I have the battery out, and we'll see what all the different ports are. Finally, on the last side of the box are your full specifications. So this is the Explorer 1000. It is a 46 amp hour battery at 21.6 volts. That is what gets you up to the 1002 watt hour battery. To compare, in the Basecamp, I have 200 amp hours of Battle-Born lithium batteries at 12 volts. So that multiplies out to 2400 watt hours. Then it gets into a lot of the technical specs. So if you're interested in what all the different outputs of the different outlets and everything like that are, it has them right here. One key item is that it is a 2000 watt surge on the 1000 watt inverter. For example, blenders, air conditioning units, different things like that, they have a surge right when you turn them on, and that's what that is referencing. If this will run an AC unit itself, you'll have to check that out. I have seen tests on YouTube where they do run the AC units, but it depends on your BTU and your wattage of that specific unit. So you can't simply say, yes, it will run air conditioning, because it depends on the unit itself. Also, air conditioning does take a lot of battery power. So the one YouTube video I did see where they ran an air conditioner off of it, it was using about 700 watts, which means you can only run that AC off of this for about an hour and then your battery's dead. So it's not like you can rely on one of these solar generators to run air conditioning all day long in your RV. You're going to need a gas generator for that, or to be plugged into shore power. Let's jump right in and break into this box. Hi. You want to check it out? Yeah? Whoop. What's up? What's up? All right, so the first thing on top in the box here, and in it is your charging box, as well as your car 12 volt charger, and then your AC charger. So you can hook this up, you can plug it in your house off a regular outlet, you can charge it off your car. We now interrupt this unboxing to get Jasper his stuffed animal. All right, now that he has his stuffed animal, you might see things flying in the corner of the camera as he plays with it. Yeah, he's gonna knock down the camera in a minute. Jasper. The next thing we have here in the box is the parallel adapter for the 2 solar panels. Since I have 2 panels, I can't plug them both individually into the Jackery unit. I need this adapter in order to use both of them. And then finally, we have the battery, which I've got Napoleon on my lap here, if you can see, so I can't stand up, but there's the battery, scaring Jasper as I pull it out. Hi, bud. Everything's okay. All right, go back over. And we've got one final instruction manuals. So now that is a big empty box. We'll see, yep, immediately Napoleon goes to play in it. And more packaging. All right, so finally, here's the battery itself. So in terms of 22 pounds, you can lift it up. It's pretty light. But overall, it seems like a pretty solid construction. It is a plastic casing, but it seems like a pretty heavy-duty plastic. There's grips on the handle, so you can easily pick it up. On the side here, you have the air vents for when you're running the inverter and the battery needs to cool itself down. There's also a light. I'm not sure why there is a light on the side of the battery, but if you're using this camping and it is night, you have built-in light. So it's pretty cool. On the front side, you have your full control panel here. Napoleon just kicked Jasper off his dog bed. Oh, it's like a zoo here. There's animals everywhere. Oh. All right, so let me sneak closer here so you can see the battery itself. There is dirt all over this lens from Jasper. There, is that better? Can you see better now? Here is the battery. The nice thing about the Jackery is it has separate buttons to turn on the DC power, the AC power, which kicks on the fan, and the display. This is nice because it's actual buttons. So just in case you have this out camping, you crack your screen, you can still turn this on and you can still use it. So for the AC side, it does have your 3 AC outlets. You can plug in your laptop, your regular household appliances, things like that right in here. Over on the DC side, again, you just click on the battery, the light comes on. You have USB-C outlets, which is very nice. That is what my work laptop charges off of, as well as my hotspots. And it also has your 12-volt car charger. And then down here, it has your 2 USB outlets. So if you want to charge your iPhone, anything like that, really easy to charge them down there. We got company. All right, now that we have a Napoleon, we'll try to raise this up so you can see it. And then up here, it has your display. The display is nice and simple. It simply tells you the % of power you have left, as well as a battery visual of how many bars you have left. And then it tells you the input and output watts. When we hook the solar panels up, we should be able to see what watts we're getting through the solar panels. For your inputs, you have your barrel connector, which is where you would hook up your AC wall outlet plug to charge this. And then also your Anderson connector, which is for the dual solar panels. So now that we've taken a look at the battery, let's go hook it up to the solar and see how that works. Before we go hook up the solar, I forgot to check out the owner's manuals. So with the manuals, we get a warranty registration card, 24 months, or it says if you register, you get an extra 12 months. Pretty cool. Then there is more information on the Jackery warranty. And then there is the manual itself. So you have the diagram, which shows you what all of the different outputs, inputs are on the Jackery. It has charging time samples. So if you're curious what the battery can do, it kind of goes through that here for you. Car fridge, one of those Dometic or those other small fridges you can get to throw in your car, it says it will charge that for 66 hours. I have always wanted to build out an overlanding rig in the 4Runner, and if this can actually hold a fridge for 66 hours, that's awesome. The important one for me is the laptop. So it says it can charge a 12-inch laptop 12.5 times. Mine is bigger than a 12-inch laptop, but I only need about 2 batteries worth of charge to run my laptop during the day. That means I could work for about an entire week, 5 days, and just charge right off this battery for my laptop. And then for your smartphone, this is 100 charges. So if you're going camping and you really want a very large battery to charge your cell phone, this will do it 100 times. Again, they do have smaller batteries too. So if you're just looking for small items like that, check out their website and see what the smaller batteries are. This page here has all of your specs. So if you're interested in inputs, outputs, all of those different ratings, it lists everything here. The spec that is of interest to me is the temperature ratings. Since I camp in all kinds of weather, I want to make sure that things work in both winter and summer conditions. According to this, you can operate this battery from -10 to 40 degrees Celsius. That's about 15 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Keep in mind that lithium can't charge below freezing, so it does have a recharging temperature rating of 0 to 40 degrees Celsius, which is 32 degrees or right at freezing up to over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. It also has an MPPT solar controller, which is the more efficient version. All right, let's go plug this thing in. It is about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so we're really not going to get too much power because we are here camped in the woods. There's trees all around, there's shade. There really isn't a spot where I can get full sun on either panel, so this isn't going to be the best test for what the maximum solar is. It's really just going to be around how to hook up the solar. You're not going to need any of the AC or the car items. You're just going to need the cords that come off the solar panels as well as the parallel adapter. All right, this panel adapter is nice and simple. It's straightforward, it's small, so it's easy to store. I'm actually going to end up storing it in one of the back panels of the solar panel. But it's really easy and simple to use. This is actually the easiest one I've seen so far on these solar generators. So each panel comes with a barrel connector, and you simply plug it in. So I will take the barrel connector from both, and I will plug it into the barrel connections. Then you have the Anderson connector, which is color-coded black and red. All we're gonna do is we're gonna take that and plug it into the matching colors on the Jackery. And since it is late in the afternoon and we do have shadows on the panels, we are getting 10 watts input into the battery. That's not unexpected. This is really not good solar conditions at all, even though it looks like a nice sunny day. But overall, that's it. That's all you have to do in order to plug in the solar panels. And the nice thing is the barrel connectors just come right out and undone like that. I will do more videos down the line as I continue to use the different batteries and let you know how I end up using them, how they survive, and I'll let you know which ones end up being my favorite. All right, so we've moved inside because the laptop that I need in order to edit this video is almost dead. And the Basecamp has not been getting the best solar because we're camped here in the middle of the woods. So I don't really want to turn my inverter on and run my batteries down even more. So I thought I would bring the Jackery in and plug the computer into it. This is awesome because this battery is small enough to actually be inside, sit on my bed. I can use it to charge things up as a backup when I need this. So first impressions, what do I think of the Jackery? I think it's an awesome little battery. It's 1,000 watt hours, so in terms of capacity, it's really substantial, but it's small, it's kind of lightweight, 22 pounds. It also has a pretty hard plastic shell, so I think it's going to hold up pretty well to being bounced around in the truck. And other than being small that I can use it inside like this, my favorite part about the Jackery is how easy it was to hook up that solar. I have other solar generators as well, and the solar is nowhere near as easy. So the fact that it was just 2 simple barrel connectors and then right into the Anderson plug, and I could easily undo it in no time at all, and then the panels just fold up with a magnet. There's no zippers on them. You can store the cords in them, and the panels are easy to stow in the truck. So it is extremely portable, very easy to carry around, and overall I'm impressed. So I'm really excited to give this thing a try, start using it more, and take it on some trips. That really wraps up my intro video and unboxing to the Jackery Explorer 1000. If you are interested in the Jackery or any of their products, they are having a 15% off sale next week from Monday to Wednesday. So that's May 17th through May 19th of 2021. So check it out if you're interested in their products, or if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. I'll try to answer them. But thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate you dropping in, and we'll talk to you next time.